students, we will discuss today the topic is a brief introduction of aquatic biomes. Right? This is our 8th elective paper. In the final year students, the elective paper is aquatic biology. It is considered as a 8th paper. Right now. And today we will discuss the brief introduction of the aquatic biomes. In last class already we discussed what is the biome. Biome is in a particular area which is have the similar characteristics or the similar climatic conditions, and the place the organisms are lived in a particular, either the plant species or the animal species are the same. For example, in tundra, polar bears, and the desert, the camel is present, and so and so, right? And here the aquatic biomes. How we define what these biomes are? Categorized into 5 largest biomes, right? Biome is categorized into 5 types. So simply you people remember that biomes have they classified into 5 types. What is meant by biomes? Biome is a particular or an area. Particular area which has the same climatic conditions and with the living of the plants and the animals, and so the characters. This is known as biome. Jiva Vyavastha. Okay, ecosystem is different from the biomes. In the ecosystem, both abiotic and biotic factors are included. So here also the climatic conditions and the living plants and animals are the similarities are present, right? These are the 5 types of biomes. Okay, into the 5 types, the first one is aquatic biomes, desert biomes, grassland biomes, next forest, next one, the last one, that is tundra biomes. Okay, the biomes are mainly categorized by their main climatic situations. These are mainly categorized into 5 types. First one is aquatic, desert, grassland, forest, and tundra. Here, which one is the largest biome in the planet Earth? Right? Or on the planet Earth, right? That is the aquatic biomes. Aquatic biome is the largest biome on the planet of Earth. Why? Because here Earth is occupies the 70% of the water. That's why water, the living fauna is shows more various species which are present in the aquatic regions only. Okay, the aquatic biomes. Just our subject is aquatic biology. Here the introduction of aquatic biomes. Basically, we have completed our introduction about the biome, and the biome is categorized into the 5 types. In the 5 types, the first one is aquatic biomes. These aquatic biomes are mainly categorized into basis on their presence of salts. That is freshwater regions and saltwater regions. Right now, here the salinity, dissolved salts are present in the water. Basically, they are categorized into 2 main types: freshwater and saltwater. Here the freshwater means the less amounts of salts are present, which are mostly useful to do drinking of water, right? And here saltwater. What the best example of freshwater regions or the freshwater resources? That is lakes. Here we give the best example of lakes, rivers, ponds, streams, etc. Right? These are the freshwater bodies. And here saltwater regions, we give some examples. Here the dissolving salt. The dissolving percentage of salt is high in these regions. These are simply regarded as the saltwater regions. That is sea, biome. Aquatic means water. The earth is occupies 70% of water. 70% of water is occupies in our earth. Right now, these are only in small land water. Remaining total water is occupies. That's why the aquatic biome is a largest biome in these five. But in that variation, the oceans biomes are the largest aquatic biome in the Earth planet. And the Earth planet, right now, oceans are biggest. How many oceans is there? 5. And the seas and marine water, so and so is there. And next, what is a freshwater ecosystem? What is the freshwater ecosystem? How we defined the water bodies? Either these are the lentic and lotic. Okay, basic on their nature of flowing, these water bodies are mainly categorized into 2 types: lentic and lotic. Lentic means where the stagnation of the water is present. Lotic means where the water is flows. Right? Here a pond is there. The pond is always depend upon the climatic conditions only. When the rainy season occurs, then only the pond is filled with the water. Then only the life or the organisms or forms or enters and they shows their lives. And when the pond is dry, they can stop their lives. Okay, this is the simple system present in the pond ecosystem. But we are briefly or vastly describes later classes, and just see here the freshwater ecosystem. Next topic is freshwater ecosystem. What is meant by ecosystem? Ecosystem or ecology, right? The fundamental unit of ecology is a ecosystem, a simple ecosystem. Here also ecosystems are also, that is grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, freshwater ecosystem, right now, and marine water ecosystem, and these forest ecosystems is there. Okay, plain ecosystem, such a type of different type of ecosystems is there. Well, we already completed in our environmental studies. In the nature, the ecosystem is first used the scientist Tansley, right? A.G. Tansley in the year of in the year of 1665, he used the ecology and he defined the term ecology. The fundamental unit of ecology is ecosystem. The structural and fundamental unit of ecology is ecosystem. Right, ma? Ecosystem. So, ecology is ecosystem. Small unit. A small unit of ecology is an ecosystem. Right? These ecosystems are different in various in world. Right? Based on the natures. Okay? We are now studied about this freshwater ecosystem and based on the organisms. Okay, in different type of water bodies is there. In water bodies shows and different type of animals lives. For example, marine water. We all see different type of organisms. Sea urchin and starfish and torpedo. Torpedo is a electronic fish. Okay, these type of fishes are present only in sea water. For example, blue whale is there. Blue whale is not appears in small ponds. It is present in only the largest water bodies, right? And shark fishes. Okay, so and so animals is there. The variations is clearly appears. What is the water body is contains. Flowing water body is there. It is suitable for the fishes and a little bit of snails and some zooplanktons, phytoplanktons. Okay, every water body should contain the same structures, but the organisms depending upon their climatic conditions and their adaptations also be different. And here the fundamental and structural unit of Okay, slowly we enter into this freshwater ecosystem. In the ecosystem, the both another scientist is also give a definition to this ecosystem. Odin, the scientist name is Odin. He is also give the definition to this ecology. That is the fundamental, structural, and functional unit of ecology is ecosystem. Right? Structural, functional, and fundamental. Total. Here, Odin is given the definition. And ecosystem, mainly ecology is study of this environment. In the environment, both factors is there, abiotic and biotic factors. Is there abiotic means is nothing but non-living substances, and but they are shows a great influence in the living organisms. That's why biotic and abiotic factors are most important in the ecosystem. Here the abiotic factors are the fresh water or any water body. That is simply two categorize or two factors shows the affection, the interaction, the communication, the dependence upon each other in the environment on the living organism is known as the ecology. Right now, whatever the around the situation of our environment, we are directly or indirectly depend upon the environment, and the biotic and factors are influence our life. That's why here the biotic, abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors are, for example, sun is there, light, sunlight, right? And next one, water, water. Next one is oxygen, carbon dioxide. Next one, what now? Pressure, temperature, temperature. Okay, these are the abiotic factors. And where here biotic factors. The biotic factors are having living organisms. Living organisms. These living organisms are basically categorized into for their functions, for their activities. That is, okay, these biotic factors, the scientist Odin is classified them for their functions, autotrophic and heterotrophic, right? The autotrophic components and heterotrophic components. Heterotrophic components. Here auto means self. In the nature, which organisms are self, they are producing their own fruit. Those are plants. Autotrophic components. These autotrophic components, they can synthesize their own food by the utilizing of the abiotic factors in the nature. The inorganic, those are water, carbon dioxide, and the sunlight, and what are the presence inside of the leaves, that is chlorophyll. Okay, those are all used by this in the process of photosynthesis, and finally they can produce in the food product, that is the carbohydrate glucoses. Okay, now this is autotrophic component. We are give a best example of this is the plants. Plants is known as example plants. Plants are here ecosystem known as producers. Right? And where the heterotrophic components? Here they cannot produce their own food by themselves. Okay, they directly or completely or partially they are dependent upon these autotrophic components. These are, for example, here animals. All type of animals. Animals. Some, and these are simply regarded as here consumers. In our ecosystem terminology, these animals are heterotrophic components are simply they can't producing their own food. They directly or indirectly depend upon the autotrophic components. We give a best example of this heterotrophic component, that is animals. We are recording them in the ecosystem as the consumers. These consumers are classified for their depend upon their taking of food inside. Herbivorous, carnivorous, right now, and omnivorous animals. And simply we are regarded them primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. At last, these all life will be end when they die. The dead bodies are decomposed, and the nature will be, or the environment will be cleaned up by the action of the decomposers. These decomposers are mostly important work. They have an important work in the nature. We can't imagine without them, right? The world. Right now, these are consumers. These consumers taking of their food, we are classified them into primary, secondary, and tertiary. That is simply herbivorous, primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Right now, primary consumers are called here herbivorous. Herbivorous. And secondary consumers are carnivorous. Carnivorous animals. And the tertiary, these also occupy the peak of the ecological pyramid. That is a tertiary consumers, right? Carnivorous. Omnivorous means which are eat both. Herbivorous means they completely eaten by the grass and vegetables. They can't eat the flesh, right? But when we say that the carnivorous, they completely depend on to eat this flesh only. And where the omnivorous animals, they can eat both vegetables or such a, and also be meat or flesh. Those are known as omnivorous animals, right now. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. And here one more important component, that is the decomposers. Here the decomposers are most important. Decomposers are bacteria, fungi. Bacteria and fungi, these are the best examples of decomposers. When the dead bodies are refuse on the earth, or the inside of the earth, or inside of the water, whatever it may be, okay, they are shows their action on the dead bodies, and they are decomposing of their bodies, and they can release some unorganic substances into the air, that is nitrogens, okay, the phosphorus and carbon dioxide are released into the air, sulfur or some sulfur smells. Okay, ma'am. These are the bacteria. This is a simple ecosystem. In the ecosystem, we have shows the abiotic and biotic factors. Abiotic factors are mostly the sunlight. Sun gives us energy for any organism. And the sunlight is most important to live on the earth. And next, water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and pressure, temperature, so and so factors are considered as the abiotic factors. Where the biotic factors here, the living organisms. In the living organisms, these are also categorized into by the scientists order in two ways: autotrophic components and heterotrophic components. Auto means cell. The organisms can producing of their food by the process of photosynthesis. By themselves only they are making their own food by the process of photosynthesis to utilizing or using of the sunlight and water, carbon dioxide. Thus, this we have a simple equation that is H2O plus carbon dioxide in presence of sunlight, right now, and presence of chlorophyll, if they can producing the C6H12O6. This is nothing but we are the glucose, their own food, and the oxygen is released into the atmosphere, and some calories of energy also will be produced. Okay, and also water molecule. This is a simple equation of the photosynthesis process that is give the autotrophic components, and where the heterotrophic components is there, the animals partially or completely depend upon the autotrophic components, and so those are simply called as heterotrophic. They cannot produce their own food by themselves. Okay. And next, the one more important role in an ecosystem, that is decomposers. These decomposers are cleaning the nature and cleaning the dead bodies by do their actions on the dead bodies, right ma? And here the abiotic substance, right? And next one in the ecosystem. In pond ecosystem, we are observing the zones, where the zones, how the zones are present in water bodies, pond ecosystem, lake ecosystem, whatever it may be. Okay, the simple structure is there, right? Pond ecosystem. This is just a simple about the aquatic biomes and ecosystem definition and where the factors are affecting, how the cycle is going on in nature. Right, the freshwater ecosystem, pond ecosystem, right ma? Pond ecosystem. Here in the pond is a stagnant. It is unstable in a particular area. When the pond is fulfilled with the water, the rainy season is come. So the climatic conditions or the seasonal atoms, so then only it can fill with the water. Here, what are the biotic factors and what are the producers and what are the consumers, right? In the pond ecosystem, we are observing that the consumers, producers, consumers, and abiotic factors. Abiotic factors, right? Abiotic factors are simply, we have come this side only, right? That is, first one is water, okay, and second one is simply carbon dioxide, third one is oxygen, and fourth one, okay ma, nitrogen, carbon, and next sulfurs and phosphorus, so and so. Okay, calcium, here carbon dioxide, in the presence of carbon is there. Here the calcium, sulfurs, phosphorus, nitrogen. These are the abiotic factors in a pond ecosystem. And what are the producers in presence of this pond ecosystem? Right? And water levels is there. What are the different type of organisms which can producing their own food? For example, in the land ecosystem is there, the plants is there, or the Oryza sativa is there, okay, and Triticum vulgarum is there. They can produce into food. Those are can modified into to eat as, that is atta or some the rice, okay. And Casanus is also there. Now the season of just completed, that is Mangifera indica, so and so. Okay, these are the producers, and we are the consumers. Okay. This is a simple environment ecosystem. But how the producers are present in the pond ecosystem? What are the biotic factors? Okay, these is a abiotic, and these two are considered as an biotic factor. Right. Here are the producers. The producers are, that is here, phytoplanktons. Producers are making their own food, right? In the plants in water, that is producers phytoplanktons. Which means phytoplanktons. Planktons means which are floating on the surface of water. water. Phyto means for plants, phytoplanktons. And next one here, phytoplanktons. And next the filamentous algae. Filamentous algae, blue-green algae. And next, these algae, okay, blue-green algae producing more and more oxygen into the water. The aquatic organisms are taking oxygen by only in dissolving conditions. This oxygen can produced by these algae, right, ma? And next one is marginal plants. Marginal plants. And next one, where the pond is there, the marginal sides of the pond is consist of the small plants. So these known as marginal plants. And submerged plants is there. Submerged. Submerged. Right. Submerged plants. And next, last one, which are completely deep or which are not upon the surfaces or not complete on the substrate. They are floating in the water. That's why these are simply regarded as floating plants. Floating plants. These are the producers. And where the consumers, which are the consumers? What are the consumers? Yes, zooplanktons. Zooplanktons. So, zooplanktons. And next one, zooplanktons after nectons, rotifers, nectons, rotifers, benthos. Okay, that is benthos. Simply H or just benthos, right? Okay, nectons, zooplanktons, and benthos, and these are the consumers which appears in the pond ecosystem, right? And simply draw the diagram of the pond. Okay. Pond, this is the surface. Okay, this surface water in the pond ecosystem, right, ma'am? This is the area. Which area is closely related to this land? Land, ma'am. This area, I am making this line. This area is having so many flora. Okay, the bank of the plant, bank of the pond, and the merge. This is the area, okay, land area which is concerned with this water. Here having some plants and trees, okay, a lot of plants are also present inside of this area. And next one is that the phytoplanktons. Here the phytoplanktons are present. And next one, floating plants. And last one is that the simple marginal plants, where the region is there, the marginal plants. And next, submerged plants, floating plants. And next one here, the zooplanktons. We have give a best example of zooplanktons, that is what now? What are the zooplanktons here? They are simply completely or depend on these plants. For example, the larvae and these Napleus, and the cyclops, and next one is Docnia. These are the best example of the zooplanktons. And nectons, benthos are completely live in bottom of the pond, and these nectons are live in the flowing of water levels, medium. Okay, these are surface, upper region, and medium region, and bottom region. Okay, next class we will completely discuss about the zones, the water body zones. For example, limnatic zone, prepundal zone, benthos zone, abyssal zone, so and so zones is there, ma. Just today you will you and me are discussing the characteristics of the aquatic biomes. Here the aquatic regions is there, so many. Okay, where the salinity is present, so they are simply called as oceans. And where the organisms are live in some different salinity waters, estuaries, intertidal zones is there. Okay, ma? For example, coral reefs are also there. Corals are them, they simply looks like an rack-like structures, but they are living organisms, and they are also give a shelters to so many species of fishes, That's why we must we must learn about of these systems, here the pond ecosystem, what are the biotic and abiotic factors are seen. Okay, tomorrow classes we will discuss another topic. Thank you.